to all of your operating subsidiaries, and the service is held. That's a good position. You know, they didn't, for a long, long time, they had a theory, and they said, nah, this is one big economic family. And as a result of that, there's no way you can shift risk between one company to the other if they're all within the same group. Well, they lost Humana, and then they lost a bunch more after that. And so in 2001, they issued a ruling and said, we're no longer going to follow the economic family theory, except in certain circumstances. They didn't tell you what those circumstances, but they're going to let the facts, if the facts lead them to the right answer that they want, they're going to use economic family. But generally, economic family has gone out. And so now you can have a situation where you have a brother-sister companies insuring the risk into your insurance company, deductible premiums at the subsidiary level, insurance tax treatment at the insurance company. Now, the premium pushed down from the parent organization into the insurance company is still not going to be a deductible premium. But generally, that's a very minor amount of the whole process anyway, because the parent organization is really not doing that much. They're just holding stock. They're a holding company.
So how many?
Well,
is this the prune problem? Is two enough? Is this the prune problem? Is two enough? Is three too many?
2 is not enough. 3 is not enough. You're probably got to look at something bigger. The service wants 12 in a ruling. They've issued a ruling, and they want 12 with nobody having less than 5% of the risk, nor more than 15%. Now, you know, as a practical matter, that works if you've got 12 subsidiaries. But if you've got 8, is that going to be sufficient? Don't know. We think it probably will be. 4 is probably too little. 5 might work. 6 is feeling better. 7 to 8, I'm really happy with.
Yeah, and if you look here, the other side of the spectrum is the IRS says if you only got one insured, or if you got 2 and one of them is 90%, that doesn't work. Well, there's a big gulf between the two. What really I think is going to ultimately drive this decision is what's the highest percentage among your subsidiaries. So, for instance, the service today, or has already done, has litigated this. We had a public company, Rent-A-Center, and it had one of its subsidiaries had between 60 and 70% of all the premium. And there's another case going to be in July that's facts comparable to that. Now, there were some other issues in Rent-A-Center.
Was there a loan guarantee?
There was what was disputed to be a guarantee.
Right.
The non-tax or tax business reasons, that was also in play. So we'll see what happens. I anticipate that case will be, the opinion will be issued relatively soon, but I've been saying that for a relatively long.
When was it argued?
Well, it was tried in November of 2011, so we're about a year and a half out.
Okay.
And so we'll see what the service wants to do about that. And again, they're taking on public companies. They're certainly not going to be concerned about taking on closely held companies.
And in the Rent-A-Center, if you flip back, how many sisters did we have?
A lot. I mean, way more than 12.
But it was really the problem was with the big 60% plus.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, and so nobody. This is really nice. We set this up, and we have all these subsidiaries, corporate subsidiaries. Guess what? Nobody uses those anymore. Everybody's using LLC. So the IRS has some rules for that. If they're single, let's divert from